Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you so much for downloading or streaming the Be Our Guest podcast. Hope you're getting ready for a great weekend wherever you are. We're going to help you get it started with some fun Disney talk. Pam and Ricky join me today, and we talk about making the most of your Walt Disney World vacation after dark. So we talk about the theme parks, and especially this spring and summer, because the park hours are extended, so you get to spend some more time in the theme parks after dark. But we also get into the resorts, and this summer, of course, we're finally getting a return of a nighttime parade at the Magic Kingdom. So we have a fun time reminiscing about days of old and the fun we had in the theme parks late at night. But we also give ideas for getting the most out of your resort late at night as well, even dining after dark as well. So lots of fun things to think about for your next vacation when the sun goes down around Walt Disney World. Don't forget, our podcast is always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan that next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. That one extra click supports everything we do throughout the year. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you very much to our Patreon supporters. You guys make this show possible. I cannot thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month, just a cup of coffee a month. And for that support, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest every week. So coming over this week, we'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast.
Ready to take a trip to the world? You found the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. This is where your memories come front and center on our podcast stage.
Welcome to episode 2665 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman for beourguestpodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Yes, we've made it to the weekend. Hallelujah. I think we all needed this one. March Madness is back, Sweet 16 weekend. So hopefully your brackets have made it partially through to this weekend and you can enjoy some basketball. Baseball season back, the first weekend of the baseball season. So we got that, and we've got fun Disney talk. We're going to talk Walt Disney World after dark, how to enjoy those extended evening hours, not just the deluxe hours. We're not just talking about the fancy smancy deluxe hours. We're talking about the just when it gets dark at Walt Disney World, how to enjoy time at your resort, how to enjoy time at the theme parks, how the whole vibe changes when it's dark at Walt Disney World. So we're going to have some fun there because the parks stay open a little bit later. It's spring break in the summer. So let's do that. Joining me today, the OG crew again. And yeah, Ricky's got a song stuck in my head, the Fixer Upper song, because we talked about it between the shows, and it's going to be just the Frozen song. A little bit of a Fixer Upper. And that's all I'll be thinking about for the next 35 minutes and probably the next 35 days. Ricky, thank you. From a DisneyWorldAfterAll.com and themouseforless.com. Happy Friday, Ricky. What's up?
Happy Friday, and don't worry, it's all I can hear right now downstairs. So you're all good. Yeah, we have a loop in our house and this is really all Florence's fault. So she started Lucy on Encanto, and she started her, on the opening song, the Family Madrigal, and then we'd start getting the next song, in the pipeline, and it was another Encanto song, and then the next one was another Encanto song, and now the loop has started going a little bit further out, to other songs. So a lot of times we'll get Moana, and of course we'll get a lot of Frozen, and so one of the songs that has come up, partially I believe due to my husband and our Disney cruise, was Fixer Upper. And so yeah, that's like on repeat, and Lucy adores Fixer Upper. So absolutely, she starts dancing around, she stands up real close to the TV, and yeah, she adores Fixer Upper. So I don't know, I guess she's looking to get married. I don't know.
I think that's kind of what all the husbands kind of think we are. We're a bit of a fixer-upper, but our better halves have kind of fixed us up.
We fixed you up real nice. I mean, I fixed up Brian real good, exactly. So we're good.
Pam kind of took me. It's like a dull penny and kind of shined me up a little bit. That's how I kind of look at it.
That's how it is. I shine Brian up real nice.
Yeah, a little bit. That's we're all kind of little fixer-uppers, and I like to think that's why we survive.
It reminds me of the episode of The Big Bang Theory where Bernadette's, they're talking about how what a mess up Howard was, and she's like, that's me. I did that. And I'm like, yep, that's me. I did that.
I mean, I wouldn't want to think about where I'd be in life without Pam Forrester. I mean, without Pam Forrester too, because I mean, thank God that I've been able to work with the Magic for Less forever. But I mean, without my wife
That's
too.
a nice segue, but
I mean,
not...
double Pam. I got a double Pam thing going on here because without these two, I'd be really in big trouble in my life at this point. Yeah, so
it
true.
takes two Pams.
That's right. I mean, I'm not kidding. That's true. Pam is a big deal in my life. All right, I gotta get myself out of trouble here. Pam Forrester, co-owner of the Magic for Less Travel. Yes, I am blushing here on the stream. What's up, Pam Forrester? Happy Friday.
Too funny. Oh my gosh. Yes. I know. Why am I blanking on the Fixer Upper song? Like, I've seen
Is
this.
it like
It's the one with the
it's one with
trolls?
the rocks, right? The rocks.
Yeah.
The rocks turn into like little
Okay.
dancing things. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay. Yes. The Fixer Upper song.
And they're trying to marry Kristoff and Anna together. And then he's like, wait,
Yes.
no, she's engaged to someone else. And they're like,
Right.
well, I don't see no ring. So,
Yeah, look at this. Mike's giving movie advice here.
Yeah, I know. Who would have thought? Have you seen Frozen?
I have because
Okay.
again, let me little backstory here. That came out on my birthday on November 27th. We went to the theater to see it, and remember, we went to see this, and it's a story of two sisters, right? And Mallory was super little, and we went to see it with Paige and Mallory, right?
That's right,
And dude,
okay,
it just
yeah,
like
yeah,
stole my heart because it's just. I'm like, we left the theater, and I told Pam, I'm like, dude, if we get offed, like you and I, like if we ever go on a cruise and like the boat sinks and it's just you and I hope those two stick together like Anna and Elsa, because like in every Disney movie, the parents get offed. So I'm like, I hope if we get offed, like they rally and they take over the world together. Now I hope that like the whole thing with the brain and all that, and she gets knocked in the head and all that, they have to go through all that stuff, but that's kind of bad. But I'm like, I hope they rally together and become just like inseparable. And, because like, the parents always have to go in a Disney movie, which is sad. But, in the end, it all turned out good.
Yeah.
Pam, do you have those kind of conversations? Like, I mean, because like as a parent, you just know like it's not going to end well for you.
Well, nobody gets out alive.
Exactly.
So.
It's like your whole like in life, like in your Disney, like at first, like you're watching a Disney movie as a kid, you're like, oh, everything's cool. You're gonna be on a flying elephant. You're gonna be,
right.
You're gonna have like a big monkey is gonna be your friend, a big ape. You're gonna live in the jungle or what have you. You got all these great, fantastic things are gonna happen in your life, and then when you become a parent, you're like, oh man, I'm in trouble.
I know, right? Now you're wishing for a cool sidekick for your child to help be their conscience, right? I mean, to help guide them in the right direction. No. Yes, I mean, I think you can't help but think all these things when you're watching a Disney movie. Like, could this happen? Sure. Yes, it could. So, anyways, yes.
Why do we think about these things? But we do as Disney. And hope other Disney. I mean, I know other parents are out there. Hopefully you're maybe going for a run today. Maybe you're riding in the car doing carpool. I don't know. But as a parent, you're thinking the same thing. You're like, man, this is not good. But as a kid, you're just like, fancy free. But I mean, also like in Toy Story, they bring you to the reality like, oh man, I gotta get rid of my toys. What? Stop. Dude, why?
Life lessons.
When the kid goes away to college.
If
man.
I told you how many toys I still have from childhood, matter of fact, Lucy's downstairs playing with them right now. No joke. Like there are toys that are downstairs for her that were mine, and she's playing with them. So we're
okay. I'm just telling you real quick because we gotta get on because I got a car neck I want to do because it's really good.
Oh yeah.
And then we actually gotta get to the content. But when that Toy Story movie came out where Andy goes away to college. And you have a kid that's the same age as going away to college. Dude, Disney or Pixar, whoever put that movie wrecks you. I mean, they may as well have just brought like a 20-pound like boxing glove into the theater and just right in my gut. I mean, and I'm like, I paid money for that. Like, dude, they just jacked me right in the gut. I'm like, Pam. That couldn't hurt worse. I'm like, and I just paid good money for that. Like, dude, I bought popcorn. We smuggled in, peanut M&Ms from Walgreens. I mean, I know it was illegal, but dude, I mean, that hurt so bad because Paige was getting ready to go to Mizzou and like leaving us. And then Andy like drops off the toys. I'm like, dude, stop. I can't take all this trauma. Disney movies a lot of times are traumatic. You got to be careful with Disney movies.
Yeah,
they're not
they
good.
are.
Oh my God. I've never seen Old Yeller. I'm not watching that. Never. That's a Disney movie, right? I'm never watching that movie. No. Real quick. Now, have you ever seen Where the Red Fern Grows? This is. I don't even know if that's a Disney movie, but you know the book.
It isn't, and I remember the book, but I don't know if I read it.
Okay. So when I taught sixth grade, we had a basil, right? And a basil is like a collection of short stories. Like, so we'd read like a good chunk of like novels, and so like you do one a week for the school year. And like on Friday, so you'd read it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and on Friday we'd take a quiz for comprehension. And so on Fridays, what I do is if there was a movie, I'd show the movie on Fridays so I could grade the quizzes and give them back to the kids to take home on the weekends. And so on Fridays, I'd show the movie, right? So I show, I can't believe I told this story, but we got to get to this story. But anyway, this is like a Mike in the Midwest mini episode. So we read the story on, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but it doesn't tell the whole story, right? So you don't know the dogs die. In the book,
that would be a book I would have remembered. I did not read that book, probably
so the
for that
section
reason.
The section we read in class did not get to the part where the dogs die, because the one dog dies, right? But the second dog, like the sister dog, like dies of depression, like on the other dog's grave, right? Okay, but nobody tells you this. So I show the movie on Friday, right? On a Friday afternoon is like a celebration for like, we had a good week. I'll show you the movie, right? So I can grade these papers.
That is not a celebration.
I didn't know the first year. My first year teaching, I didn't know because I just wanted to show the movie so I could grade papers, right? So It's like a Friday afternoon in sixth grade. Pam's teaching next door, right? I'm teaching in my class. She's next door. I'm grading away like spelling papers, grammar quizzes, the comprehension tests. I'm grading as fast as I can in the back of the room so I can fill out these Friday folders so I can take them home, get them signed, and bring them back on Monday. Dude, it gets to the part, I'm like, oh my God, the dog dies. I'm like, oh my gosh, the first dog's dead. And then I'm like, and this is like, 3:00 and like the bell's going to ring at 3:15. I'm like, oh my gosh, the second dog's laying on the first dog's grave, and then the dog won't eat. And then the second dog died. I'm like, dude, I'm crying at my desk. I can hear kids weeping in my classroom, sixth graders. We're getting ready to go home on a Friday. I'm like, these kids are all going to tell their parents Mr. Rallman showed a movie of two dogs dying right before we go home. I'm like, I'm so going to get fired. I'm like, I was just trying to show them a reward, to show them the movie of the book we read this week. And I'm like, I'm crying. The kids are crying. I'm like, oh my gosh. But that was like the first story, Where the Red Fern Grows. It's a great story, but I mean, oh man. But that's why I will not watch a lot of Disney. Like I've never seen Old Yeller, because I don't need that kind of drama in my life. I've been scarred. Anyway, Karnak, here, we got to get going on this. We got to really get.
Oh my goodness.
I know, dude, I'm so sorry. If you're here for the Disney, that's kind of. Okay, so here we go. So, okay, I got the thing on my forehead. Boom, boom, boom. It says, let me close my eyes. I'm not going to open them. I have a transportation question. I'll be visiting Walt Disney World in the very near future. I don't drive. I can't stand buses. I don't trust cabbies or Ubers. I can't ride the monorail due to my fear of heights. Did I mention I don't do boats because I'm allergic to water? How do you suggest I travel around Walt Disney World? This cracks me up.
Pixie dust.
Hot air balloon.
Let me see. Let me open the envelope. Run Disney.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, now to the show. All right, this has been too long. We're talking Walt Disney World After Dark. So tips for seeing Walt Disney World After Dark and things you don't want to miss when the sun goes down. And these park hours are extended over spring break and into the summer. One of the things I want to mention, of course, because the Magic Kingdom's getting a nighttime parade. Hallelujah. For the first time in forever. Speaking of another movie, we are getting a nighttime parade. We're going to have nighttime parade and fireworks this summer at the Magic Kingdom. God, it's going to be like going back to like 2003.
I know. It's going to be, this summer's going to be so good.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I mean, and we've seen the concept art of a couple of the floats. What do we think about those? Excited?
They're fantastic. Like, I don't know that it could get much better than this. I mean, I think it's what everyone knows. And we've seen a free dining situation come out for dates this summer for Disney Visa card holders. I just think, I think if you want to be there this summer, get on that. I'm going to say, don't sleep on this one.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I agree with you.
Real quick, I mean, while we're on this, what do we think? Because we haven't seen a nighttime parade in the Magic Kingdom for a decade. I mean, you've only seen it for the hard ticket events like, Very Merry and Not So Scary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is it going to be wild, Ricky? I mean, project it. I mean, because it's going to be
Oh,
nightly. I mean, and it's probably
yeah.
going to be 2 showings. I'm imagining, like an early and a late, like the old days. Would you think?
I hope, but I don't know. I mean,
I would say so. I would guess.
I hope so. I think that in the beginning, it's definitely going to be one of those things where you're going to want to get your spot early for sure, because the crowds are going to be so large for that nighttime parade, because there has been this pent up demand for a parade. So you definitely want to make sure that a nighttime parade, I guess I should say. So you definitely want to make sure that, especially if you're there in the like early summer, you want to make sure you get your spot well ahead of time. I think as the summer kind of goes on, it won't be, it'll still be very popular. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it won't be, but like it won't be as as popular as like it will be in the very beginning. Because like I said, in the very beginning, you got this hunger, this thirst for this parade, because we haven't had one for 10 years at least. So I do think that it's gonna be nutso at first for sure. It's gonna be absolutely insane, and then as summer winds on, I think it's gonna be a little more manageable. I'm not saying again that it's gonna die down in any way, shape, or form, but it will be manageable. Let's put it that way. So, and I do hope we get 2 nighttime showings, but I'm worried that we're only gonna get 1. So we'll see where that goes too. It'll depend on how late the park is open, to be perfectly honest. So
I think the demand will. Just me. I think the demand will cause them to do 2, and I think logistically they like to go out and back, and so that hopefully give us 2 if they can.
They do, but I mean they don't do the daytime parade out and back, so
Oh, they don't have to. But God, I mean, they're. This is a big deal, especially with Epic opening. Hopefully they'll do 2. I mean, this is don't go halfway on this.
Yeah.
Give us. And I mean, here's another thing too. With this. I think with parades, this is one of the things. It's kind of a democratized like experience, right? This gives everybody kind of a fair like opportunity to get in and like choose your level of experience without paying extra, or paying extra for like when we went out to Disneyland, we did the Main Street Electrical Parade dining package, and we had a dinner at the plaza, and then we had special seating kind of in Town Square, which was amazing because we were on a special trip. And they're going to have that this summer, I'm sure. I think they announced it actually this week, didn't they? A couple of experiences. Did they not announce it, or am I dreaming?
Not for Walt Disney World.
I thought
that
they
was
did. No,
that was Disneyland.
That was Disneyland. It was Paint the Night.
Yeah.
It was Paint the Night. It was Paint the Night. You're right.
Yeah.
But they're going to. I mean, they have to. But I'm sure they will. But anyway, what I'm saying, even if you don't add like a dining package or a dessert party or something on to like a parade gives you the opportunity, because of the scope of a parade route, that you can't. It's just about how much you want to sacrifice, right? How much time do you want to sacrifice? You can stake out a curb and get a prime spot on Main Street, but you might have to give up 2 hours. But if you don't want to give up that 2 hours, you can still see the parade, and maybe you only give up 20 minutes, but you're going to be, maybe behind 2 or 3 people. I like that you can do that because it gives you options, Pam. That's what I like about a parade. Maybe you see it instead of Main Street, you see it in Liberty Square, you see it in, Frontierland, or you see it, at a, maybe not a prime spot, but a decent spot. So it gives you have tons of options with parades, is what I'm saying, especially nighttime parades.
Yeah, I agree. I think that there's definitely packages for those who want that experience. And then, like you said, Mike, it's about how much time, money, and effort are you willing to invest in this process. There's lots of different ways to see it and different opportunities. I think that it's just going to be what you're willing to do, what you're able to, and how you want to see it. How important is it to you, really? And I'm looking forward to it. And I think, too, it has the potential to sort of spread those crowds out at the Magic Kingdom a little bit, I will say, because the last few times I was there, I think that in the evening you did lose some crowds. You know what I mean? That they weren't going to stay for the fireworks and whatnot. And I think when there's a parade and then fireworks, I think people are much more likely to invest that time. And maybe they head out at some point in the afternoon and make their way back. So lots of things there, lots of good things I think come with a parade. And I'm really, really looking forward to it.
I think what you're going to see, as far as trends, is you're going to see a lot of people park hopping to the Magic Kingdom at dinner time. coming back to the Magic, even if you don't have a park hopper, you're going to see people lining up, getting into the Magic Kingdom at say come 5, 6, say sunset time in the summer times, like this time of year, moving on through the fall, you're going to see people, once the parade starts, I want to get in and see that parade. So you're going to see people lining up to come in to make sure they can stake out their spots, and people sticking around. Like, I think you're going to see definitely increased lines for the buses at park close, because people are going to be there till park close now, because there is a huge reason. You got parade and fireworks, so you will see that. I mean, that's going to be a consequence of this. There's going to be people in that park to look. I mean, that's what they're looking for. That's what they want. I mean, they're looking for people to stick around. So I think that's something. So what else are we thinking about as far as what gets better when the sun goes down and the lights come on? Ricky, you got something?
I always feel like, in a way, like dining gets better as the lights come on and the parks get dark, and you've got the lighting that pops up. And honestly, one of the main reasons why I feel like it gets a little bit better is because it's not as blazing hot. Usually, obviously, during the summer, it's not as blazing hot as it would be, and so it's just a little more enjoyable to maybe sit outside, grab an ice cream, or grab a snack or grab dinner or whatever, and sit outside and just enjoy it. Because we live in spots, most of us, where it's very cold a lot of times, and getting to sit outside and enjoy that is nice. And so when you actually have an opportunity to have a nice meal outside, I feel like it does, just dining in general is so much better at night at Walt Disney World. It's much more enjoyable. So grabbing a snack is always one of the things that I end up doing at night. Is whether it's corn dog nuggets from Casey's, or a Dole Whip, or a Mickey ice cream bar, or whatever, popcorn even. It's always better at night, in my opinion. So
I agree.
That's kind of where I am.
And I'll add to that, even sit down places that I enjoy eating after dark, sit down, like the Boathouse at Disney Springs. Olivia's on the patio at night is wonderful when it especially in the summertime. Polite Pig even at night at Disney Springs, for like a little counter service place, is kind of people are hustling and bustling by. Pam, do you have any other places like you got to eat outside when it's dark? Paddlefish might be another place like up top.
I was gonna say, any place you get to eat outside that's dark is awesome. There are some places at Trattoria El Forno over at the boardwalk.
Yes.
And there's not that many tables that are
No.
outside, but there are some. And so I think that's worth checking out. You can do Beaches and Cream. You can do window ordering and have a seat outside there. At Three Bridges, of course, over at Coronado, you're going to be able to eat there outside all the time. And when that twilight time is just awesome. It's such a great time to be out there. Of course, if you go up to Dahlia's at Coronado, you can also eat out. They have an outdoor location there as well. At the new Wailulu Lounge at Disney's Polynesian Resort, there are outdoor locations there as well. In addition, you can do Captain Cook's outside right there. And of course, the eating area there at the Quiet Pool at the Polynesian is outside all the time too.
Captain Cook's is always so fun because you've got the tiki torches going, and it's just it adds so much to the atmosphere too. Like, that's always one of my favorite places to go. 100%.
Yeah, it does. And you also have the outside part of Trader Sam's there too, so you can do that as well. I think there's just so many. We all talk about it because we're from locations oftentimes where you don't get to eat outside as often as you would like to. And it's always a treat when you get to do it when you're at Walt Disney World, for sure.
Yeah, I'm jealous because Scott's got like LS Teca in his town, but he has like a rooftop outside dining option at his, and we don't. Like, ours is just in a strip mall. I wish we got great food, but I wish we could eat outside on nice days, which we don't have.
Yeah,
I know.
Right.
So when we get a chance at Walt Disney World, I love that. I love that little at Olivia's little outdoor patio. It's so great. All right, Pam, what else night at Walt Disney World do we need to consider to make our vacations better?
So I was thinking about this because we are often, there at this time of night and trying to figure out what to do. And I will say, one of my favorite things to do at any location is walk around the resort. And in that evening time, It's awesome. We did it the last time when we were staying at the boardwalk. So if you're staying in the Epcot Resort area, of course, you can walk that loop around the boardwalk and the yacht club and the beach club, and you walk through the boardwalk area. And that's really just so fun to do. But now, one of the fun things is if you're staying in the Magic Kingdom area, there's also a great walk now that you can do when you're, it goes from the Magic Kingdom over to the Grand Floridian, then from the Grand Floridian over to the Polynesian, and it sort of ends up right there at the TTC. I think that's such a fantastic walk as well. But every resort has lots of great spaces. I mean, there's the running trails at most of the resorts, and of course, running/walking, but you can always walk through the resort. And there's something about that twilight time that is just really special, I think. You get to see like tired folks coming out of the parks, but then you get to see sort of the nighttime activities happening, right? There's going to be the marshmallow roasting and the campfire, and then there's going to be movie under the stars and all of that. So just lots of great stuff always happening around the resort, and that nighttime twilight time is like the perfect place to go and look at that.
And that's what I was going to mention too, was at your resort in the evenings, you'll have things like movie under the stars, but before it gets completely dark, you have that golden hour, excuse me, to take pictures. And the resorts are so beautiful. And I think a lot of times, especially in those, if you're staying like say in the ranchos at Coronado or, whatever, where say you have a car or you get off your bus stop and you just walk in from the parking lot to your one building, but you don't take advantage of kind of strolling through your entire resort and seeing the entirety of your resort. You need to walk around one night, your resort at that golden hour, like at sunset time, and have your camera ready, because most of these resorts have like a lagoon or a lake or something in the middle with a bridge, and like at Caribbean Beach, you have the Skyliners with the different colors going across, and the Riviera is beautiful in the background, and Pop Century just has the different vibrant colors. Every resort is so photographic in its own way. Do a photography stroll. I mean, because you can get creative and just, put some kind of over at Coronado, they have these orange flowers. I don't know what kind of flowers they are, but they're these, I call them like the Coronado flower. I don't know what they are, but they're very distinctive. And I'll focus kind of the orange flower in the front and kind of have the buildings kind of way in the background across the water. And maybe nobody else likes that picture, but I love that picture. It's the essence of Coronado because it's got that bright orange flower, which I love those flowers, and, just the distinctive building looking. And I just like to take pictures, because pictures are free souvenirs. You don't have to spend money on them, but they take me, 6 months later, that'll pop up in my Google Photos memory right there on my home screen of my phone. And I could be having a rough day, but when that picture pops up of a golden hour shot, it's like, oh, that's where I need to be right now. It just makes me happy, and it's free, and you just get to get creative, and it's fun, and it's relaxing. So golden hour photos. Another thing I want to throw in too was, over at Riverside, they have those horse-drawn carriage rides, which at night clomping around, those paths at Riverside with all the trees, magnolias and stuff. It's wonderful. So don't sleep on those. That might be something you want to try. All right, Ricky, what else you got? Are you trying to hop in here?
Well,
we got.
Yeah, don't miss out on the photos and the parks too. I mean, nighttime it brings out all the unique lighting, and I think that's one of the other things I love so much about night at Walt Disney World is during the day it's beautiful, but nighttime it's even more magical if it really could be, because the way that things are lit and it's so gorgeous. So don't sleep on the parks at night too. I mean, it's one of my favorite times to go take pictures in the parks is at night when it's completely pitch black and you just got the lights on everywhere. I mean, that is simply stunning. So you don't want to miss that. But obviously one of the things that I enjoy is the fact that we did talk about that a lot of times after dinner and stuff like that, or the fireworks, people do leave. And if you can stick around, and you want to hang, stay until park closing.
Yes.
Because
if you're like 98% of the way there, dude, that extra 2% is so magical, right?
Is.
You're gonna be in a line anyway, dude. Enjoy it. Just get in it, man. It is so great to be there till park closes. You're exactly right on that.
It's 100% right. Like, I mean, everybody, makes fun of the fact that I don't go to rope drop, but I go to rope closing, if that's how we want to put it, because I love being able to be in the parks when everything is closing down and, you're getting on the attractions. And before, as everybody else is leaving the park, you're heading to the attractions. And it's some of the best times because they do slow down at that point. They do get a little more manageable, especially for the bigger attractions like, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train or Tron or Guardians of the Galaxy or whatever. Those attractions are getting a little more manageable. And I know it doesn't say it, on the app. It'll still say that it's a really long wait, but get in line. I promise you, they're gonna let you ride it, and it will probably be a lot shorter than what the wait time is saying. They're just trying to dissuade people from getting in line, of course. But it's seriously the best time, and Brian and I will run from one side of the park to the other side of the park to try to make it onto an attraction before the park closes. And it's seriously, it's the best time because everybody else is leaving and you are just hanging out and having a good time. Now, don't be rude. Don't try to be like, I'm gonna stay in the park until they kick me out. Like, don't do that.
Don't hide in the bushes.
Exactly. Don't hide in the bushes. But enjoy your time in the park. Slowly make your way out. And some of the best times I've had is after not Illuminations now, but that's where my brain went. After the fireworks at Epcot,
Luminous.
Luminous, yes. I was like, gosh, I'm blanking so hard. And walking the path back, I'll say maybe I will have, saw the show in Germany or whatever, and I'll go the long way around so that I get to enjoy that atmosphere of Epcot still. The torches are still lit and it's just beautiful and peaceful, and it's a great time. Plus it allows for the buses and the monorails and stuff like that to kind of clear out a little bit too, which is another reason why I kind of hang out a little bit after the park closes, just to kind of let everybody else fight their way to the exit and the way out of the parking lot and stuff like that, and then I can go in after.
That's allowed. You just say I'm geographically
Yeah.
challenged, and say
Exactly.
I thought that I should have gone left instead of right. And,
Exactly. Unless they stop you and tell you to go the other way.
And then, you say, okay, well, thank you.
Oopsies. Yeah.
Like I'm Dora the Explorer, and I couldn't find my map.
Uh-huh.
I'm missing. Yeah. I'm the map. Remember those days?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Pam Forster, what else is better after dark at Walt Disney World?
So I think a lot of your transportation options are actually better at dark. So think about the bus that takes you from certain resorts to Disney Springs, right? That is so nice in the evening. There's just something about it. It feels like more romantic, more cozy. It's just, it's just a fun experience. And you get to go past, different resorts on your way oftentimes. And I think that's always kind of a cool thing to see those resorts lit up, like from the water. But then also the Skyliner, I think, is really cool at night, especially when you're taking, I think the loop that goes into Epcot. I really like that loop at night. It takes you on lots of different areas sort of around the parks, but that's a great one too. And even the monorail is kind of fun at night, just to be able to do that. I think that Epcot loop at night then sort of takes you into Epcot. If you're taking it from the TTC over, you get to do that. Just lots of great things about transportation in the evenings.
I will say, speaking of that, so when we used to say, I remember we were at Riverside one year, and we would ride that bus back to Riverside every day after we'd stay out late. And Riverside had this, when you went back at night, now they didn't, obviously, because when you go in the morning, right, it plays the music towards, whatever park you're going to. So it plays like a Magic Kingdom loop going to the Magic Kingdom, or, music to the studios, movie stuff. But when you're going back to Riverside, and I don't know if it was just at night, I think it's all day, but it hits you harder at 11 o'clock at night when you're exhausted. It was just like kind of like a slow banjo and like crickets. It was like like crickets, and like the slow banjo, like a dink a dink a dink. Not not like those kind of like Kermit playing the beginning of Somewhere Over the Rainbow or whatever, or Rainbow Connection, but it wasn't that. But it was just like, it was so soothing that everybody on the bus was just like, And I mean, it put me to sleep like in 10 seconds. It was so peaceful because all you heard was like, oh, like if fireflies could make noise and like crickets. It was like what I play on my Echo every night right by my bedstand to go to sleep. Like I tell it to play, background noise, and it plays almost exactly what that bus plays, and it just knocks me out. But it's exactly that, right? I mean, at night it played that, and like, I mean, but then, the worst part of riding the bus at night, right, is when you get back to your, like, they hit where it stopped too, and then boom, they turn on those 1,000 megawatt lights, and everybody's like, dude, I'm blind. What are you doing?
It's true. Dude, so
my pupils, I'll never see again. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. They do. It's the worst. I mean, we complain about the worst things. Okay. So one other thing I want to throw in here, because we're getting kind of the end of the show here. Water rides, specifically at night, right before park closing, like in the last hour, kind of Ricky was mentioning about, stay until the end, do it. But I mean, during that time, the water rides, a lot of people just bail on those. Like they'll be on the roller coasters a lot. The roller coasters get a lot of the love in that last hour, like Space Mountain, Tron, the kind of stuff like that. Seven Dwarfs, even the Fantasyland stuff gets some love, especially like Haunted Mansion gets a lot of love in that time at the Magic Kingdom. But if you want to get on the water rides, one, just the lines are shorter, because a lot of people think of the water rides as like, I'm going to ride it at like 3 p.m. when it's the hottest, because it kind of makes sense, right? Because you're going to get wet. But also, you're going to be going back to your hotel and getting out of those clothes anyway. You're going to be putting on your jams. So just ride it out, man. And, back in the day, like on Splash, they would let you almost stay on it. Like, I mean, that's how awesome. Like, I have memories of like late at night, like at Extra Magic. This is how old I am. Again, old. But like, we'd stay till 3 a.m. for those 3 extra hours at night at the Magic Kingdom. They'd let you stay on it. And like, we'd ride it 3 or 4 times in a row. And just be like, re-ride, let's go. And just, who cared? It was July. It was 100 degrees at, 2 o'clock in the morning. It felt like it didn't care. Humidity. Is this my sweat or is it me getting wet? I don't know. It's the same thing. It's just other people's sweat. Who cares? It was fun. So water rides, I say, ride them out, at night. You just can't think about the water. The water, it's a combination of a bunch of stuff. It's just magic juice. It's fun juice. All right. That's my last one. Ricky, you got anything else for the cause? Put it on a shirt. It's just magic juice.
Nope. Okay, so I'm gonna just sidestep.
There's a lot of things you just don't want to think. There's a lot of things in life you just don't want to think too hard. Just write it out.
Stop. Time out. Stop. Okay, so I'm gonna say, actually, to me, and I know that a lot of people probably agree with me, but a lot of people also probably disagree with this statement, and the reason is because of crowds. But I'm gonna say Disney Springs is actually better at night.
No.
I know. See, I told you. A lot of people are gonna disagree with me because it is distinctly more crowded. I will fully admit that it is super crowded.
It's an insane asylum at night, dude. That is my worst nightmare.
But
put me
honestly,
in a straitjacket.
The people watching at Disney Springs at that time of night is just fantastic.
Because that'd be me losing my mind. That'd be Mike Rahman going to jail. Because there's good people watching.
People watching. And again, the fact that it's not blazes hot, and I can still do some shopping if I want to. I can still grab a treat. I can, if I'm hungry, I can grab a snack or whatever. But like, seriously, Disney Springs at night is my favorite time. I most of the time go during the day now because just how my trips work out, but like nighttime is one of my favorite times to go to Disney Springs. And I know I'm nuts, but there's something about the atmosphere that just I love. It's just the chaos, which is ironic because I hate being in the middle of chaos usually. So
I've been there at night where I've been on the west side, right over by like the M&M place and all that jazz, and it's so busy that like I had to time it to like get in the flow to go upstream.
Yeah,
and like I had to like so it was like a video game. Like it was like playing Frogger, right? So I had to like time it to like jump in between two people and like, okay, I had to go upstream for like a little bit, and then I had to kind of merge so that I could go back downstream to get where I'm going. It was like worse than I-4. It was crazy. I'm like, what am I doing? I'm out.
I've been there.
I'm out. I'm done.
just grab a table at one of the counter service restaurants, grab yourself a snack, and just sit and people watch. That's the best part.
I hate shopping. I hate shopping so much.
I'm not shopping. I'm grabbing a
Dude,
snack and people watching.
I don't need all that. I don't need all that noise. I don't care if it's an
I
M&M
told you
store.
I have a lot of people who say
I'll
I
go
was
to,
wrong
yeah,
on that
dude.
one.
The same M&Ms are at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Let's go.
I'm not going for the M&Ms.
Pam, get us out of here. What do you got?
All right. So my last one is what's better at night is your pool, your resort.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, you're channeling
How
Scotty
did
G.
I not think of
You're
that?
channeling Scotty
Oh.
G right now.
I know, right? Night swimming, though, there's really something about the pool at night. First of all, there's something magical about swimming at night. Just period,
Yes.
end of story. I don't know why. It just
Full
like says
stop.
vacation.
Yes.
It's like, because that's where you tend to do it, like at night, is on vacation. But then it's just fun. Like there's not as many people at all. It's one of the least crowded times you're going to be there. You can goof around. You just feel like you can goof around a little more, just enjoy the pool and just enjoy, being on vacation. The fact that you get to be there doing stuff and you don't have to worry about anything else.
Nothing is better than a hot tub at night after a Disney, like walking around the Disney parks.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is better than putting your feet in that hot tub or soaking your entire body and being like,
Yes,
oh,
in the
yes.
magic juice.
No, stop.
Oh my gosh.
I thought I sidestepped us from that. No.
No, that's the kiddie pool on Disney Cruise Line.
No.
Yes, very, very true.
Kids
Oh
stew.
my
So I
God.
think one of our listeners
Lucy
on
will
a
never
Trip
get in
Report
one of
show
those
recently
pools.
called it Kids Stew.
No. Lucy's never gonna get one of those. We'll just play in the water spray areas and hope for the best. Oh.
Yes.
No, thank
Just
you.
don't think too hard. That's
know.
key to getting through life with a lot of
It
situations.
is. It is the key of getting through life with that kind
That's
of
how I
stuff.
got on an
yeah.
airplane again. I was just sit down and have a margarita, and just 2.5 hours you'll be there. This
Yep.
big old thing can fly. Doesn't make sense, but it flies, and we'll get there. It'll be fine. Anyway, that's kind of fun. Disney After Dark. There we go. That was fun. I like it. I'm ready to go to Walt. I'm ready for this summer. I'm excited.
I know, right? I
Yeah.
am too. I'm really ready for the summer.
It's going to be fun. So, hey, that's it. But hey, we want to get you there, and the Magic for Less can help you do that. How's that getting right into the ad read at the end of the show? So check it out. Just swing by the website today. Great offers out there. You can get even a free dining package with the Disney Visa and other folks here very soon. Actually, by the time the show comes out, it may be happening for everybody. Who knows? Just check out all the details. We always have it at the Magic for Less. That's kind of a key. If you're not sure what's going on with discounts, first place you need to go, themagicforless.com. It's all there on the page, and you can fill out the quote form while you're there, and an agent will get back to you lickety-split. I just want to say that word, lickety-split. That's how the agents work. We got to be able to be on call, lickety-split. That's what we do. And we'll get you the numbers and the availability and talk to you about it, and it's so much fun. So check it out today. Disneyland, Walt Disney World, Disney Cruise, even Adventures by Disney, all the locations you want to go, we are going to help you for no additional cost. It's amazing. So check out all the details today, again, over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. You do that shopping, it supports the show. Win-win for everybody. So please use that link as often as you can. And also, please become a patron of the show. Thank you to everybody who has already. Our patrons are all-stars. You make the show possible. Huge thank you to each and every one of you. $5 a month is all it costs. Come over to patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. And when you do, you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. And it's a bunch of nonsense like we've been talking about today. Stories like when I show where the red fern grows and just probably traumatize kids. And they're probably still not watching movies about dogs. And neither am I. I mean, I did it to myself. I cannot watch that kind of stuff. So that's what you get for $5 a month. It's crazy. Anyway, we're on the social media. Be Our Guest Mike is where you'll find me. Ricky Nibbs is where you'll find Ricky. Pam's at TMFLT Pam, Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And we'll have a live show this Sunday night, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. We could talk about Disney After Dark. We could talk about anything you want in the Disney universe. It's a lot of fun. We open up the phone lines. Maybe we'll give Scotty G a call out in Hawaii one more time, see what he's up to. But join us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. And be there, 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. And until then, 24/7, we're in the Clubhouse. It's our Discord channel. Everybody's welcome, free to everybody. Come on over, beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right, till we get back together again on Sunday night. Hope you guys have a great weekend. So for Ricky and Pam, I'm Mike, wishing you a fun one. So have a great Friday, everybody. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
You've been listening to the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. If you have questions, comments, or would like to be a guest on the show, please visit our website at beourguestpodcast.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you real soon.